Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lundholm Gymnasium here in Durham, New Hampshire, on the campus of the University of New Hampshire, along with my partner, Jeremy Stout. My name is Dave Collins, back once again for the LaValley Building Supply Game of the Week here on YCN. Glad you could join us this evening. Great matchup on tap as the Manchester West Blue Knights take on the Lebanon Raiders. Jeremy, these two teams met back in Manchester on February 13th. Lebanon beat West by a score of 60-53. The Raiders have been here before. They know what this is all about. Sort of unfamiliar territory a little bit for West. They like to run, they like to gun. Lebanon sort of got everything on lockdown. What are the keys not only for Manchester but for Lebanon tonight?
Well, it is going to be a contrast of styles a little bit. As you know, the Manchester West team, as you mentioned, very athletic, very tall inside. Lebanon is really going to have to bring their A-game inside with Matt Islander and Jake Hansen controlling the paint, and everything runs through KJ Maddie at the point. If he can get going and get hot, Lebanon has a very good shot.
And for a player in blue for the Blue Knights Manchester, a cook. That's the one that we're going to be focusing on tonight. A 6'5 sophomore, very long, very lanky, likes the inside game. Maybe Lebanon will be able to maybe bruise and batter him a little bit inside the lane.
And Austin Whaley's another guy who's going to be playing defense in the paint. He picks up charges a lot. They're going to really have to focus on the one player if they want a chance to win this game.
The winner of this game gets to play for a state championship on Saturday. We will have the opening tap and the lineups and more on the LaValley Building Supply Game of the Week here on YCN, coming up right after these words. Good evening once again, everyone, and welcome to Lundholm Gymnasium here on the campus of the University of New Hampshire in Durham, New Hampshire for the state semifinal matchup. Along with Jeremy Stout, my name is Dave Collins, as we are perched high above Lundholm Gymnasium to bring you all the action tonight between the Lebanon Raiders and the Manchester West Blue Knights. Lebanon out on the court, as you can see right now, in their Raider red, trimmed in gold and white jerseys, and Manchester West in their away blue jerseys, trimmed in white with black numerals and letters as well. Lebanon will be headed left to right across your TV screen and computer screen tonight. And Jeremy, as we talked about in the pregame show, Manchester West likes to run and gun, sort of that West Coast offensive style where Lebanon tries to bang in down low and maybe kick it outside for a perimeter shot or two. So two contrasting styles right here, and we'll see how they're going to match up right now with 8 minutes up on the board as we're just about set to go.
It is going to be an interesting matchup of styles. Both teams have seen each other, as we talked about, once in a holiday tournament that really obviously was a preseason exhibition game. Once in the regular season, Lebanon came out victorious, as they have every game this year. Let's see if they can keep it going.
The undefeated Raiders taking on the Manchester West Blue Knights. William Neverett, Peter Driscoll, Kevin Saprini, your officials tonight as we are underway, and Lebanon going to a man-to-man defense. Looks like they're going to try to trap the ball handler. They get it down to a Cook. His layup is no good, and Lebanon comes away with it. So we see right away Manchester trying to go inside to the big guy. Layup is blocked out of bounds. As for Lebanon, Austin Whaley got it shoved back in his face. Raiders will keep possession, though. And
as we talked about, like you said, they went right inside. Jake Hansen was there for the stuff, and that's going to be a big key if he can get going and match up against a Cook.
Inbounds pass. This goes to Hansen, the 6'2 senior. Kicks it back out. Lebanon looking to set up their offense as Manchester West goes to a man-to-man defense. You can hear and see the West fans across the way from us. Lebanon with a strong contingent here in their student section, but West sort of outnumbering them 2-1 as far as the students go. Lebanon with a jump shot, and that one is off the back iron, no good. Maddie didn't really get a good look and was off balance, and here come the Blue Knights with the rebound.
Good transition defense here by the Raiders as they're able to slow the ball handler down, and they make Manchester set up in that half-court offense, which so far is 0 for 2.
A Cook mishandles another mishandles another pass, and that layup is no good. Hansen blew a chippy right there, and here comes Manchester West the other way. Driving in is Descoto, gets it taken away, and here comes Lebanon the other way.
Another block by Hansen. He's been a presence already on the inside, missing the easy bunny. It looked like last time down he wasn't expecting the pass from Milliken.
Here's Simpson in the lane. His floater is no good. Ball rattles around, and Simpson grabs his own rebound for Manchester West. Still looking to penetrate. Now a cross-court pass to Descoto. He'll fire a three, and it's off the mark. No good. Long rebound comes out for Lebanon. Here's Chickering. Down the lane, layup is no good as Whaley got blocked again. 2 straight blocks for Manchester West. We are still scoreless with 6:09 to go in the first quarter. Futile offense right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get things going and just not able to get it going. And Whaley he got the ball blocked, but someone must have touched it as it fell out of bounds because the ball goes back to Manchester West.
Still scoreless 2 minutes into the first quarter of the semifinal game. Don't forget, coming up, we will select the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Oil, turning up the heat, player of the game at the end of our broadcast here on YCN. Knights with the basketball. Still a man-to-man defense for Lebanon. A Cook way out on the left wing, beyond the arc almost. They're not going to try to get it into him. Ball almost taken away as driving in right there was Discoto. Manchester puts up a shot, no good. Karen with the rebound, gets it back out, tries to drive right baseline. Underneath ball knocked away, last touch by Maddie for Lebanon. So Manchester West will still have it. And luckily, I guess for both teams, no shot clock here in New Hampshire.
They're able to slow things down, and right now, Manchester West is really keeping the ball below their waist, and that's letting the smaller guards of Lebanon get to it. Maddie knocking the ball away twice on that one possession.
Well, the last game we had for you here on YCN was Kearsarge and Conan. That was a very low-scoring affair. Here they're trying to set the record. 5:15 to play in the first quarter. No one on the scoreboard yet. Now Cook can't handle the basketball. Goes out of bounds. That's the second pass we've seen him sort of bobble, Jeremy. I guess he's great underneath in the lane, but he's got to have that ball handling skills to sort of be effective, and Lebanon gets the turnover.
He's had a couple struggles underneath the hoop. Hansen blocked 2 of his shots. Now it looks like he's starting to back out farther away from the hoop to try and get some space. But as you mentioned, if he doesn't get the ball, the space doesn't matter.
Chickering in the front court. He's the 6-foot junior for Lebanon, calling the shots right now. Still scoreless 3 minutes in. Long 3 ball by Milliken, and that's good. First 3 points of the ball game belong to the Raiders, and they have a 3-0 lead with 4:50 to play here in the first quarter.
And I like the way the Raiders are controlling the offense right now. They're really passing it around, finding the open spot, and Milliken was open. They were playing off of him. He took advantage.
Burpee with the turnover as he carried the basketball, and another turnover by the Blue Knights, and the Raiders will have it going the other way. Lebanon left to right across your computer screen and TV screen this evening. Winner of this game will play in the state championship. Another undefeated team in this tournament, Portsmouth, playing after these two teams tonight here at UNH. Again, Milliken thought about the 3 from the right-hand side, gets it back up. Little quasi-zone defense. Turnaround jump shot by Maddie from the foul line is good, and it's a 5-0 lead for the Raiders with 4:20 to play in the first quarter.
And Manchester West will find out pretty quickly. You can't leave Maddie that wide open from 15 feet. He will take that shot, and more times than not, he will hit that shot.
Here's Simpson with it, trying to dribble through his legs and get away from his defender, Milliken. Still man-to-man, shirt-to-shirt defense by the Raiders. Karen tries to drive in, and a whistle, and another turnover. And our first foul of the ball game will go against the Blue Knights. And a turnover by Manchester West once again, and here comes Lebanon with the basketball. And now a timeout being called by Manchester West. We'll take one as well. 4 minutes and 1 second left here in the first quarter. It's all Lebanon so far. They've got a 5-0 lead over Manchester West. We'll be back after this. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to UNH here in Durham, New Hampshire. 4:01 remaining in the first quarter. The Raiders with a 5-0 lead over Manchester West. A reminder, every weekday at 12 noon, you can tune into Franklin and House on 94.5 ESPN Radio, and also catch the instant replay weekday evenings from 6 until 7 right here on YCN. And YCN HD, it's on Comcast channel 712. And that's 6 to 7 Franklin and House, and Brett Franklin down below us doing the game this evening. 5-0 Lebanon so far. Nothing to write home about for either team, but if you're Lebanon, you got to like the position you're in because you just made Manchester blow a timeout. Yeah,
you've made Manchester work on their offensive end, come up with many empty possessions, and on the defensive or on their offensive side, they've hit 2 nice open 3-pointers already.
That was Whaley, the senior, with the 3 ball, and an 8-0 lead for Lebanon right now as the clock ticks down. 3:39, 3:38 to go here in the first quarter. And it just looks like Manchester, Lebanon's been here before, been there, done that. They've gotten the souvenirs. For Manchester West, sort of a new environment here playing in the semifinal game.
That definitely has an effect on teams. This is the 4th year in a row that the Raiders have been to the semifinals, looking to get over that hump and get to the finals. A good start tonight.
The winner will play Saturday for the championship. Discoto tried to drive in, and a whistle and a foul, and they will call that foul against KJ Maddie, his first, team's first. Manchester with only 1 foul here in the first quarter as well. They have burnt a timeout. Lebanon with all 5 remaining. 3:18 and counting to play in the first. It's been all Lebanon. They're up 8-0. West looking for their first points of the ball game. Driving in, wild shot by Discoto. That goes off the rim, no good, and a rebound by Maddie. And here comes Lebanon, pushing it up ahead quickly. Trying to catch Manchester West off balance. Another 3 ball up and good by Whaley. It's been raining threes here in Durham this evening, and an 11-0 lead for the Raiders right now.
That's what this Raiders team can do, as we've seen all season. They can run, they can push the pressure, they can get inside and get something going underneath. But if they need to on the fast break, they'll pull up and shoot a three.
Simpson with a bad shot in transition. Layup no good as Milliken couldn't get it going, but an offensive rebound for the Raiders. They are all over the court right now. Driving in, nice dish off to Milliken. Goes up with a turnaround shot. That's off the rim, no good. Akuka could have had it batted out of his hands. The rebound put up there by Chickering. That's no good, but 3 chances for Lebanon right now. They just couldn't convert.
I would have liked to see them pull it out on one of those offensive rebounds because their set offense in the half court has been so successful tonight. No point in trying to bang with those big bodies underneath.
Chickering with the foul for Lebanon. That's his first, team second. We'll see wholesale substitutions almost for the Raiders as some of the players coming off the bench. Highlander in there, a player that you talked about in the pregame show, a 6'4 sophomore for Lebanon right now. He's in the ball game, and Jeremiah Morton, a 6'2 senior, checks in as well. Also, Greg Roberge, the 5'11 senior. And a whistle and a foul underneath. And this one will go against Manchester West. So another turnover for the Blue Knights. It's been bad shots and turnovers so far.
Really have had no luck on the offensive side, and that is going to be the second foul picked up by Keenan Caron. So he'll take a seat. Last possession down the court. We saw the wholesale changes, as you mentioned. Keith Maddie will go 8 players deep, and all 8 players he puts on the court can score the basketball, can handle the basketball. So we'll see what happens now with the new rotation in.
Whaley, who stayed in, kicks it back out to Maddie for the jumper. That's no good. Offensive rebound again for the Raiders, though. As we're down to 1:53 to go. And wide open in the lane, the shot no good by Roberge, but there was no blue jerseys near him.
They're getting some wide open shots right now. They just need to get those to fall if they want to build on this lead. But so far, playing some good defense. As I say that, they pick up the foul.
Third foul against Lebanon here in the first quarter. Manchester West with 2. 1:42 to play in the first quarter. And we'll see who they mark the foul on. It will go against Austin Whaley, his first personal. And a fresh inbounds pass for the Blue Knights right now. With 100 seconds to go in the first quarter, they haven't scored a point yet. A Cook, the little alley-oop, and finally Manchester West is on the board with 1:35 to go in the first quarter. They score their first 2 points. It goes to a Cook, and they trail by 9 points.
That's what we were expecting all pregame, to see that combination, getting it to him down underneath and putting that easy layup in. Took him a while. He finally did get his first.
Maddie, another blown layup from the right baseline, and here come the Blue Knights the other way. Driving in is Plord, tries to dish off, offensive foul. Player control foul against Plord, and we will go the other way. And that's another turnover for the Blue Knights here in the first quarter. And that's Plord's first, team's third. Taking a seat is Whaley for Lebanon. And Graham Chickering checks back in for the Raiders. And now they're going to try to double team Maddie in the backcourt, but an easy inbounds pass to Morton at half court. Morton in the front court right now for Lebanon. Stops, right elbow, kicks it back out. Lebanon looking to set up their half court offense with a minute remaining in the first quarter, and they've got a comfortable lead of 11-2. Nice backdoor cut. Layup no good, though, by Chickering. Again, wide open, Jeremy, and he just couldn't put it in the hole.
Chickering, not quite the angle he was looking for, but he was wide open. Would have been nice if he could have put that one in. Transition defense not helping there.
Descoto with an easy 2 for the Manchester West Blue Knights, and now a whistle and a foul as we're running up the court. That'll be team foul number 4 against West. So I set a comfortable lead at 11-0 and 11-2, but it's not, this could easily be a 21-2 ball game in favor of Lebanon right now. It's just the easy layups that they can't put in.
Yeah, Lebanon has not been able to convert some of the easy layups, but they have made the ones that they needed to. A couple nice 3-pointers by Austin Whaley and one by Ryan Milliken. Here's what you want to do, I think, on this last possession. Take the air out of the ball, hold it for the last 40 seconds. They've got enough movement. Everybody can handle the ball, so there's not one person you need to stay away from here. Rotate it around, get a good look, end the quarter.
Foul line jump shot, rims out, no good by Islander. That foul, by the way, was against Dominic Plord, the junior from Manchester West. His second, and the team's fourth. Lebanon with 3 team fouls here in the first quarter. Lebanon 11, Manchester West 4 here in the semifinal game. We're down to 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. See if the Blue Knights hold for the final shot. Nice screen, a Cook goes in, taps it up. Bad ball handling once again, but the layup is no good, and a traveling violation. Another turnover against the Blue Knights. So Lebanon now will have a chance for the last possession with 6.3 to go in the first quarter.
And that's certainly been the story of this first quarter. The turnovers by Manchester West. numerous times they've been down in the inside circle, inside 6 feet, and turned the ball over.
2 seconds left. Here's Maddie, see if he can get a shot off, kicks it off, and they're not going to as the buzzer sounds. And we've reached the end of the first quarter here at Lindholm Gymnasium on the campus of the University of New Hampshire in Durham. Our score at the end of one, it's Lebanon 11, Manchester West 4. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. We'll be back right after this.